Hello there, people of YouTube land! This is the Dodo Wrestling Fan, here today to start a brand new series of mine on my channel. This is Dwf Rants, and welcome! I'm going to be doing one of these videos once a week, and I hope you guys really enjoy them. But with that being said, let's talk about the game. This game in particular is Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. Now, I've heard so many things about this game over the years. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous how much I've heard about this game, and frankly, I'm just getting sick and tired of hearing about it. It's a punchline that just won't go away. Guys, the game is 10 years old. A decade old. And I'm still having it jammed down my throat that it's an awful game. It's a bad game. I'm getting sick and tired of just hearing about it, and quite frankly, I've never thought the game was that bad. And I'm here to tell you why Sonic 06 isn't as bad of a game as people make it out to be. Because quite frankly, is it a very, very, very amazing game? No, I'll admit that. It's not an amazing game, but it's a damn good game. I really like that game. I got it ever since it came out back in 2006 when I got my original Xbox 360, and I loved it. I actually really, really loved the game. And I'm going to tell you guys why, and why the heck the hate for this series, series, yes, in general, but more specifically this one game in general, to just drop dead. So the gameplay of Sonic 06 is split up into three characters. You got your Sonic story, you got your Shadow story, and you got your Silver story. Now, Silver was kind of a controversial character, and yeah, I'm getting sick of hearing about his boss fight. I'm getting sick and tired of hearing about that in Countdown. I get it. He'll get you into a wall. Take this. Take this. I get it, okay? I've gotten the message through. Like, if you don't have anything different to say about the character, then just don't say it. But let's talk about the Sonic story, and it's actually really, really fun. I've always really enjoyed the Sonic gameplay because, the stages are designed perfectly, in my opinion, to what Sonic should be. Speed is earned, which is something that I do enjoy, even though I do prefer the boost to win gameplay, kind of, because it just puts a smile on my face. But I do enjoy, like, the earning the speed, having the skill, because, you know, I like having both as an option. So some days I do prefer the boost to win, I just want to have fun, but some days I really want to get technical, and I do like that. And there's multiple different routes to get to the goal. Take the level Dusty Desert, an example, or I believe that's what it's called, the second level of Sonic's story, where he has to carry Elise. There's a section where there's going to be like these platforms, and you can homing attack on like these Eggman mechs, and you can get over to the other side, and then if you take like a lightspeed dash through the hoops, you will arrive at a spring, and if you take the spring, you can cut the whole stage out, because Sonic will just like wall jump, and given like the fact because it's such a big stage, because there's a big section that you're missing, and you're cutting a lot of time out if you do this one route, because otherwise you'd have to like platform on these like going in and out platforms. That's the best example that I could give of it, but you get my point that there's multiple different routes, and I like that. And the gems were really fun too. It felt like I was actually upgrading Sonic, and because that bar never goes down, I was able to have a hoot with these gems, especially the Sky Gem. Oh yeah, like remember that building that you can't go in? Like, oh yeah, I wonder what that building is in Soliana New City. Well, I'm just going to position myself that I go fling right up and I can land right in the geometry of that building. It's fun to mess around with the glitches in this game because, yeah, the game has had its fair share of glitches. They're fun glitches. They're glitches that I can mess around with. They make me happy, and that's what I argue with. Another thing is Big Rig's Over the Road Racing. Many people consider that to be like the worst game ever made ever, but my opinion is that it's making you smile, it's not the worst. If you're having fun, if you're having a laugh with your friends, it's not the worst. Because the worst would have to make you mad, it would have to make, it just has to be awful on all fronts. However, like Big Rig's Over the Road Racing, if it's making you smile, same thing goes for Sonic 06. If it's making you smile, it is not the worst. If you're having fun, it's not the worst. Keep that in mind. Shadow and Silver's gameplay is not as fun as Sonic's gameplay, in my opinion. Like, Shadow is more combat heavy, and by combat heavy, I mean mash the X button. But it does go through some variations of Sonic's levels, like Flame Core, which are pretty awesome, and I did have a lot of fun traversing through his levels. He also has some vehicles that do control better than they did in Shadow the Hedgehog, but they're not anything to go over, really. And Silver's gameplay is super satisfying at first glance. Keep in mind that his gameplay does get kind of repetitive and boring after a while, but still it's fun for the first few stages. Like, oh yeah, you think that you can hit me, enemy? Well, taste this. Taste your own missiles coming right back at you. So, I've had fun with the Sonic 06 gameplay, mainly Sonic's story, but it's still fun. I still don't think it deserves the criticism. Now, a big thing that gets criticism is the story. Basically, what Sega, I think what they were trying to do is make this sort of epic Final Fantasy tale, and it's a confusing plot to follow, but I've played every single Kingdom Hearts game. I should know what a confusing plot is at this point, and if you look hard enough, you can follow the plot. It's not even that bad of a plot when you get into it. Admittedly, though, with the Princess Elise not crying for 10 years, that's complete and utter bullshit, but still, with her not crying for 10 years aside, it was still a good story. It was entertaining until the end, at least. Now, they got a little bit too carried away with the story. It is not a Sonic story. Sonic's story, in my opinion, the best Sonic story that we've ever had was Sonic Unleashed. Because Sonic Unleashed has, like, that perfect blend of, yeah, it's a little serious, and yeah, it's a little funny, too. It's a little silly, because you have to remember at heart of it, it is a 3'7" anthropomorphic blue hedgehog that runs really fast. That's at the heart of the series. But the story of Sonic 06 isn't terrible. Now let's talk about the soundtrack. Now this is the one thing that everyone can agree on. And me, I can agree with everyone else. The soundtrack in this game is one of the best in the series. Seriously, it's so diverse, you got your rock, you got your, like, sort of soft jazz type stuff. You've literally got a little mix of everything, and there's no disappointing. And that final boss theme of Soloris, I think that Phase 1 gets overlooked for Phase 2. Like, what I want you to do right now is listen to Phase 1 of Soloris, if you're a gamer, that is. Give it a real listen, because, you're gonna like it. It's really something else. It's very epic sounding. Although the Soloris Phase 2 admittedly probably still is a little bit better, let's face the facts, but still, the Phase 1 music's really awesome, and the Wave Ocean, the music that plays in that stage, my dad even likes that music. When I was playing the stage, you remember, well, that's really nice too, and he even put it on his MP3 player, that's just something, and he should know something because he's been playing the guitar for well over 30 years. So he knows his music, so that's, yeah, if he likes it, that means it's some good stuff. And the graphics of the game, as for 2006, are really quite nice. Just take a look at this opening cutscene right now. I'm going to be playing it on the screen right now. Those are really good graphics for the Xbox 360. Now, admittedly, these aren't the in-game graphics. The in-game graphics are these. Now, the in-game graphics aren't half bad either. The character models are pretty detailed, and the lighting effects are pretty good, and the stages do have nice details in them. But some of the models do look a little bit rough around the edges, and you can tell that this game was rushed a bit in terms of graphics, because it's okay graphically. It's still really good. Just keep in mind that it is a 2006 game, and for that, it aged pretty well. Like, levels like Flame Core and Kingdom Valley with, like, the Riding the Wind, that still looks pretty neat to this day, and Sonic 06 had some pretty ambitious ideas, man. It was, like, some of the levels are some really neat stuff in these levels, but now, with the graphics aside, I do have a fair bit of nostalgia with this game, because this was, I've been a Sonic fan ever since I was a little kid, and I wanted this game, and I was not disappointed with this game when I got it. I was happy, and the funny thing is, I assumed that everyone loved this game, because I didn't have the internet until early 2014. So I just assumed that everybody loved this game, just like I did. Little did I know how reviled, how absurdly hated this game was. Like, being called one of the worst things to ever happen ever. And it's not. It's just not. And my nostalgia glasses may be a little bit on here, like maybe fogging up a little bit, but it's still a good game. I've looked at it objectively. I've played through the game, what is it, like 5-6 times? To its full extent ever since the game came out. And every single time I do it, I have fun. So obviously it isn't a nostalgic thing, and the glitches, like I said, yeah, there's glitches, but they're fun glitches to mess around with. Like I said, with like the Sonic abilities, how he can infinitely jump with the pink gem. And like the Sky Gem is just so freaking cool. And like the Red Gem that slows down time will allow you to like get this burning time, especially if you speedrun. Oh my goodness, still get like that wicked time bonus. It's really fun to mess around with these glitches. Admittedly, Shadow and Silver don't have quite as many glitches, although I've heard that Silver can be kind of broken if you know what you're doing, but I don't, I'm a derp. So Sonic is the way that I go with this game. But like I said, they're fun to mess around with, and if the game is fun, if you're having fun, if you're smiling, you're laughing, it's not the worst. And just in general, now that I've had my sort of rant with this game out of my system, just stop the Sonic hate in general. Guys, what happened? I get it. Sonic 06 happened. You didn't like it. Well, guess what? There's other series that people love that have terrible games. Like, I won't call Assassin's Creed Unity terrible by any means, but seriously, that's a pretty bad game, and the Assassin's Creed series is still going strong, and I don't really ever hear anyone complaining about the Assassin's Creed series. And that gets me on to tons of AAA games that have, like, that are equally as bad. So, for instance, any of the 2K sports games, they're loaded with glitches, they're loaded with bugs. They're not that fun to play. And then Skyrim is just... Skyrim should just be called Bugrim, because it's just glitches up the butt. And Fallout to a lesser extent. I don't really know much about Fallout in all honesty, but I have seen many glitch videos on YouTube of just how broken the game can be at times in Call of Duty, Halo, etc., etc. There's tons of these AAA games that have glitches too, and yet these series still go strong and everybody still loves them. So what? Sonic the Hedgehog had that one game, and no one's been able to get over it. We've had Unleashed since then, we've had Colors, we've had Generation, Lost World is a pretty good game too. So, Sonic is fine. Now, admittedly, the game that everybody should be criticizing is Sonic Boom the Rise of Lyric, because objectively, that game is not very good. It's not as good as Sonic 06. Objectively, the graphics aren't as good. The story, it's non-existent. There's no boss battles, excluding one pathetic boss battle against... God, what is that dude's even name? Lyric! It's in the name. I had to look at the case that's sitting right next to me to remember that, by the way. It's not like Sonic 06 is a good game. It's a good game. It's not the masterpiece that we were promised it was going to be. I will admit that, but it's still a damn good game, and I'd recommend anyone give it a shot if they want to get into the franchise. I think it's a neat game. And it just doesn't deserve the hate, I guess, because if it has good gameplay, which it does for the most part, if it has a decent story, which it does for the most part, if the soundtrack is amazing, which it is, if the graphics are nice, which they are, and if it's just fun, it's not that bad of a game. And with that, this DWF rant concludes. Now, make sure to drop as many dislikes and unsubscribe to me, totally, if you want to, but... Now, with that being said, let's actually get to my real like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. I'm going to do one of these once a week. I don't know what day, but you are going to get one once a week. So join me next time when we do Why the Zelda Series Needs Change. That's episode 2, by the way. That's the next episode, is the Zelda Series Needs to Change. But with that, see you guys next time. This is the Dodo Wrestling Fan, signing out.